All right, we are officially live. Anke Ma'at Abet. I do want to say Anke Ma'at to Sinette Cortia. Looks like she's the first one in the building. Anke Ma'at Sinette.
Uncle Mott, I bet.
All right.
Uh,
Welcome back, everyone. We're gonna go ahead and get started with the opening away so we can get started with today's session.
that's true. So as we get into the pose of adoration, yeah, everyone knows now, should know now that the left foot is forward and your right foot is slightly back. Your left hand is forward and your right hand is slightly back. And as we get prepared to put out the word of life, which is honor. Take a deep breath. Netrak in Bahet, Nuke in Bahet, Netrak copy, Nuke copy, Tuau and Tor, turn to your right. Netrak circuit, Nuke circuit, Netrak capsule, Nuke capsule.
To enter.
Turn to your right. Netrak as, Nuke as, Netrak set, Nuke set, Tuau and Tor. Turn to your right. Netrak neat, Nuke neat. Netrak Tuamutef, Nuke Tuamutef, Tuau and Tor. Turn to your right.
Netrak Newt.
Netrak Newt, Nuke,
Nuke.
Netrak Gab,
Nuke.
Gab, Tuau and Tor.
Netrak
Shoot,
shoot. Shoot.
shoot, Nuke, shoot. Netrak Tefnu, Tefnu, Tefnu,
Flute.
Tefnu, Tefnu,
Flute.
Tefnu, Nuke, Tefnu. Tuau and Tor. Netrak Pout, Nuke Pout, Netrak and Woo.
Into. Into.
Tuau and Tor.
Dwa. Another beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Her. All right. Anke Ma'at, for those of you who have just tuned in, it's a blessing and an honor to be back with you all this week as usual. All right. Let's go ahead and conduct some order. That way we can get started in today's beautiful session. And of course, as we always say, for the opening of the way, I'm going to light the candle before I give Baba the honor. We're going to light that candle, place it on his book, and I want to say to Baba Heru, Dua Baba Heru, Ankra Semad Sepata, Dwa R Hrw, opener of the way, bearer of Ma'at, and custodian of the Ankh. We continue the ritual which you have brought to us in honor of your legacy as we live it. Dua, dua, dua. All right. So, of course, we give our flowers in the beginning. We always want to give our flowers to our ancestors. We also want to give the flowers Imbu Netaru, all of the Netaru, Him Neter and Tepi, the dead Ma'at Aten Ra, also known as Jabari Osaze. We always want to give our flowers to him, Neter Wasiri, and his queen, Sanet Tara, for giving him, allowing him the time and the space to be with us here every week. Also, we want to give flowers to all of you for your time and dedication of being here with us every week as well, whether you watch it while we're live or you watch it later. You know, we don't do this for the likes or the quantity of the followers. We do this because this is our moment of communion and a moment of adoration that we provide every week is for ourselves, for each other, and communion. So do on that turf for all of you. And again, may our hearts remain light. Excuse me, tongue twisted this morning. All right, let's go ahead and get our cleansing breath. So I'll get my little chime here. Okay, grab this because it sounds a lot better with it. By the way, this sound bowl, I have two, but this sound bowl, just to say, this was a gift from two of our members, the Ware sisters. They had sent me this and some jewelry a couple of years ago. And I had a second one, same size that I bought, and I gifted that to someone else. So it's like paying it forward. Since they had gifted me with it, the one that was mine, I gifted someone else. And they had a beautiful little whatever you want to call it, drum here. And the one that I had a couple of drums, but I like to use theirs. I thought that it was more sentimental since it was gifted to me. All right, so let's go ahead and set our feather so that we can continue with today's session. We always take the 4 cleansing breaths, and that's deep breaths. The first one is going to be to cleanse the mind. Take your breath. And the second one, to cleanse the spirit. Take your breath. And the third one will be to lighten the heart. Take your breath. And our fourth one is to breathe in Ma'at and exhale if set. Take your breath. I awake to live in Ma'at. I align my thoughts, my words, and my actions with Ma'at. Dwa Neter. All right. As we move along, we do have today's Sebaid reading. Himneter, what do you have for us today?
We look to come from Spirituality Before Religion by Professor Kaba Hayawatha Kami. So we haven't came out of this book in a long time. So
all right. Well, here's what we'll be reading, as he said, from Spirituality Before Religion. The chapter is His Story Through Heritages, which is It Ages, which is Heritages. Truth Through Courage, the Age of the Feminine Principle. In your hard copies, this is going to be page 203. If you do have this on Kindle or an electronic copy, it's also page 203, but it may appear at the very bottom starting from 202. Take it away, Himneter.
The feminine nature gives each of us opportunities to perfect our lives, our family, our world, and our cosmos every moment of every day. What are we going to do with these chances given to us every day? Nature understands reason, but does not accept excuses. We are accountable for our decisions. we must take responsibility for our actions. Responsibility is two words: response and ability. Responsibility is the response to our ability. In this case, responsibility is action oriented, not a noun. The cards we have been dealt with are unique and different when compared to others. Some cards are good, some are not so good, but it is not the cards you have been dealt the moment. Excuse me. That you have been dealt that manner. It is what you do with the cards that count. This book, Spirituality Before Religion, has presented one simple concept. Each and every one of us is the creator having a human experience. Religions are the children of spirituality. As Dr. T. Owens Moore says, death is nothing but electromagnetic flight into the light. The light always exists. There really is no death. There is just a transition of light energy into a realm that appears unobservable by the human eye. The energy we are referring to dwells in the wide electromagnetic spectrum, and it has eternally existed. It is the spirit realm of existence of light that our souls elevate to when our physical death is experienced. The Milky Way is black, dark, and full of cosmic melanin. We will see it one day when we transition to the spirit world. We may physically die, but our energy is elevated into another plane of light in the expansive electromagnetic spectrum. When it is time to get when it is time to get ready, death is a joyous ride of flight into the light of the universe. However, while we are living, there is electricity in our body. The electricity is actually energy that can be displayed on multiple planes of existence. A set is the principle of feminine determination. She is the original Immaculate Mother. In the Assyrian drama, Asa, the divine father, Asa is murdered by his brother Set, the destroyer, and his body is cut up into 14 pieces. As Set, with the help of her sister Nebetet, the oracle reader, and instinctive intuition, searches for the 14 different parts of Asar's body. A set and Nebetet find 13 pieces, but the 14th cannot be found. The 14th part is the reproductive organ of Asar. Jehudi wisdom guides a set in molding a male reproductive organ to be placed on the body of Asar. With words of wisdom and the mystical power of Nebetet, instinct, intuitive instinct, the male organ was activated on Asar's body. Asar and Aset embrace and cohabitate for one night. Asar impregnates Aset. This impregnation consummated the word of God within the Virgin Immaculate. The original concept of child is conceived and the word is made flesh. From a sacred scientific perspective, every child is immaculately conceived. When a woman is impregnated by a man, every child birth is an immaculate conception. Every child is the word. Every child is the word of the Creator made into flesh. From a perspective using African deep thought, immaculate takes on a different idea. The difference does not change, but the interpretation does. Immaculate means perfectly clean, neat, or tiny, free from flaws or mistakes, perfect. When we view the greatest gift given to organic life is the ability to reproduce, then the act that brings forward offspring is clean, neat, and free from mistake. Every child is perfect and legal by the law of nature. No child is imperfect or illegit. Illegit,
Ashe,
I say.
ashe, ashe. So, in the beginning here, when this began, there's a couple of things that stuck out to me. When you said that the feminine nature gives each of us opportunity to perfect our life, our family, our world, and our cosmos every moment of every day. What are we doing with these chances given to us every day? Nature understands reason but does not accept excuse. We are accountable for our decisions and we must take responsibility for our actions. Responsibility is two words: response and ability. Responsibility is the response to our ability. In this case, responsibility is action oriented, not a noun. The cards we have been dealt in life are unique and different when compared to others. Some cards are good, some cards are bad, or let's not say bad, not so good as the text says. But it is not the cards that you have been dealt that mattered. It is what you do with these cards that count. And I want to stop there because that's the portion of the text that stood out to me, where it says take accountability for our own actions and also response and ability. Now, um, I will adjust the chat. Thank you all for being here. Ankamat to all of you. Samaj Limba, Umam, Umamin, let me say that right. Umim Min News. So I know I'm saying that right. Ankamat to you, wrong. Ankamat to you as well. Where it says take accountability. Now, I am not one that like to do the downplaying of other religions and such, but the difference between African spirituality and Western ideology is that there is no self accountability. You've got everything outside of yourself to either save you or to blame for our transgressions, which are the so called excuses, like this text states. For instance, I think I've used the analogy before. If a man or a woman has no job and he's looking for a job, and this man or woman sets out every day, has no car, walks, gets on the bus, goes to interviews. Let's say you go to 20 interviews and only one person calls you and offers the jobs. In Western ideology, the first thing that they would say is, thank you, God. Not the accountability that man or woman never gave up. That man or woman set out and was determined to get a job. They went out every day. They scraped up their change. They got on that bus. They walked. They did whatever they had to do out there to go and get what it was that they were seeking, which is, in this analogy, the job. Now, if that same man or woman goes, let's say you ask 5 people for a ride, nobody gives you a ride, everybody's busy, you don't make your own way. Now the devil is standing in the way of my job. You know what I mean? So the idea of us reaching outside of ourselves to either one, be saved, or have someone else be accountable for the actions that we take, something else, another entity, might not be someone per se, but another entity, be responsible for the actions that we play. And like the text says, we're all different, dealt with different cards. It's how we play them. The hand that you get doesn't matter, but it's how you play with the cards that life has dealt you. And I always also say, I don't even like to use the term at the end of the day, but in this case, it really does mean at the end of the day. At the end of the day, when you lay your head down, it doesn't matter who you're laying next to, your wife, your husband, your children, your friends, your parents. Before you yourself close your eyes at the end of each day, are you okay with the person you were that day? And if you're not, just like it says here, what are we going to do with the chances that's given to us every day? And you're not guaranteed every day. It might be this day, Because right now, this moment is the only thing that is guaranteed. Those of you that are here, you and I right here, him, Netter, Waziri, listening, speaking to each other, reading text, this is all we really have. We have no idea what's coming in 5 minutes. We may not be here in 5 minutes, but right now, in this moment, right now, are you okay with the person that you are? And it's not a question of yes or no that you need to answer for me, because I can't save you nor condemn you, nor can you save me or condemn me. But are you okay with the person that you are? Should you not open your eyes again tomorrow with all the chances that we've been given every day, will you be at peace with the person that has lived? Now I know this text in this portion states the feminine aspects, but this is all in balance, because it's not just feminine. This is all of us. We can't have one without the other. We all have that within us. But this is what I've gathered from that. As it went on, I couldn't really grasp more, because that's what stuck out to me. Taking accountability and the responsibility. How do you feel about that?
Like you brought out, this is the age of the feminine principle. The feminine principle is the balance of bringing life, and that we say that religions are the children of spirituality, and the fact death is nothing but electromagnetic fight. The light always exists. There really is no death. There's just a transition of light energy into a man, into into a realm that appears unobservable by the human eye. The energy we are referring to dwells in the wide electromagnetic spectrum, and it has eternally existed. It is the spirit realm of existence of light that our souls elevate to when our physical death is experienced. The Milky Way is black, dark, and full of cosmic melanin. We will see it one day when we transition to the spirit world. We may physically die, but our energy is elevated into another plane of light in the expansive electromagnetic spectrum. When it's time to get ready, death is a joyous ride of flight into the light of the universe. However, while we are living, there is electricity in our body. The electricity is actually energy that can be displayed on multiple planes of existence. So, so what we have learned in this European culture is the fear of death, and so here we are learning about the feminine nature and giving us opportunity to perfect our lives and in our family and our world, in our cosmos, every moment of every day. What are we going to do with these chances given to us every day? Nature understands reason, but does not accept excuses. We are accountable for our decisions. We must take responsibility for our actions. Responsibility is two words: response and ability. Responsibility is the response to our ability. In this case, responsibility is action oriented, not a noun. The cards we have been dealt in life are unique and different when compared to others. Some cards are good and some are not so good. But it is not the cards you have been dealt that matter. It is what you do with the cards that count. So we have to understand that, you know, that that everybody have different responsibilities, but what are you doing with those cards? It's so important to understand what do you do with it, and you've been given that as far as the opportunity to perfect our life in our family and this world.
Right.
As cosmos, every moment of every day, what are we going to do with these chances given to us every day. The Knitter understands reason, but does not accept excuses. We are accountable for our decisions. We must take responsibility for our actions. Responsibility is two words: response and ability. Responsibility is a response to our ability. In this case, responsibility is action oriented, not now. The cards we have been dealt in life are unique and different when compared to others. Remember, some cards are good and some cards are not so good. But it is not the cards you have been dealt with that matter. It is what you do with the cards that count. So understand that is part of life. Uh, sometimes people have certain things they have to deal with, but it's important to understand what are you going to do with these cards that you've been dealt with, and the fact that you know that we have to understand that when we look at the native rule and we understand in the native rule that is understanding that the feminine principle is ability to create, and we are having a human experience, and but we are creators, and what we do is so important to understand who we are and what we can do.
That's right. And like you said there, response and ability, response to our ability. Each and every one of us have, whether it be multiple abilities, whether it be two or three great, one great ability, we all have abilities. And it is our obligation to cultivate those abilities that we each have. So, for instance, the analogy of the cards, you know what I mean? But it's not the cards you've been dealt that matter. Whatever your hand is, and I'm a poker player. So I always love the analogy. Grew up playing cards, and I'm a diehard poker player. I always love the analogy of cards, especially the game of poker, because it's very symbolic to a lot of things. So when you're playing poker, and it's not even about the lie and the bluff. It's about what you're going to do with the hand you have. It may not necessarily be the hand that looks like the winner, but you have an ability to cultivate your ability. You have a responsibility to manifest your ability, a response to our ability. How do we respond to the abilities that each of us have? And also, like you said, the feminine principle. I mean, she set out Asar was cut up into 14 pieces. She didn't say, "Oh, that's it. We're gonna go find him, put him back together again, and we're gonna make it happen." That's determination. And again, just like in the beginning, the analogy I used about the man or woman looking for a job, that's determination. That man or woman recouped all those pieces that were cut up, and all it took was one yes, because he or she was determined. He or she didn't wait for somebody to drop a job in their hand like pennies from heaven fell from the sky. They were determined. They went out. They did what they needed to do, because when you set, and this is anybody, when there is something set on your heart and on your mind that you really, really want, you will do whatever it takes to get that. Determination is something that nobody can give you or teach you. It is within your spirit. It's in you. If you really, you're gonna work for it. You're gonna do whatever you have to do. That's right. She loved that man. That's correct. Samaj, that's correct. She loved that man. And that's determination. You cannot, and again, there are so many people in this life that's chasing the afterlife. They want what's good after, but we can have that right now. We can have it right now, so that when death does come to our physical bodies, like the text says, it's a beautiful thing. No matter how necessarily long or short lived the life was, when you've had your human experience and really, really observed and delved into your human experience, when you have been when you have responded to your abilities, as the text said, when you have observed the things and cultivated what your abilities are and responded to that. That's determination too. It's the same analogy. And she did love that man because think about it. Think about that analogy, putting him back together. I'm not ready to let him go, and I'm not going to let him go. So I'm gonna put him back together. And if there's a piece missing, I will build it. I will build it. In his case, it was the Hananan. You know what I mean? So that's determination. And again, responsive. We have a response, an obligation to respond to our abilities, cultivate them and manifest them. Why would we leave them dormant? Because the Neteru gave us these abilities. Why would we not respond? And I'm not saying we're not, but that is the job. Respond to your individual abilities. All of us have them. Some alike, some different, some completely different on different scales, but it's all in balance because that's why we are all created this way, to be diverse in our abilities. Collectively, those abilities come together as one. So I think that is another awesome, and amazing text. Hymn Netter. For those of you who haven't chimed in with us before, we say Dwa. I do want to let you all know, I say this every week too, but some haven't heard it. We don't rehearse what Hymn Netter Waziri is going to pick out to read for our session of adoration. We never rehearse it. I don't know anything about what we're reading until the morning that we get started. And I'll turn to the page, and this is what, the Spirit has led him to read this morning. I always find it to be definitely in my eye. It's always in balance, always in balance. And as we see the things that are going on around the world, if you take a look around the world, you see what's happening in Venezuela. You see what's happening in the so-called hip hop culture. We see, there's so many multifaceted things that are happening right before our eyes, that don't be discouraged or distracted. Individually, we still must respond to our abilities. We still must stay grounded in Ma'at. We still must continue to press on and enjoy the life or the human experience that we've been given. And every day is not pretty, but you still can find the blessing in it, because think about this. On your worst day, there's probably 10 people lined up wishing that they had your bad day. More than that. And then another line of people that wish that they had their bad day. So it doesn't mean you have to fold your hand, as Poker says. The songs say know when to fold them. The hand you've been given is the hand that you've been given. It's unfoldable. You got to play that hand out through your life experience. You can't fold it. But what are you going to do with those cards? And what are you going to do with those chances that you continue to have every day? Because at some point, that chance is going to be over for all of us to have the human experience, that is. So before those chances are over, what are we going to do with those chances that come daily when we open our eyes? You're going to spend it in regret for what people did or didn't do for you, or even what they did to you? How about responsibility for the self and your spirit, and elevating your ability? Responding to your ability, in other words. All right, let me see if there's anything in the chat before we move on to the next portion. Very, 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 I loved it. I mirrored the scripture for today. It was wonderful. Do you have anything to add to that before we check out the chat, Hymn Netter?
No, not at this time, because let alone we take the time to examine what has been said, and understand that we have been raptured in the belief system of a masculine But the feminine principle is very, very important that we have to overcome in our mind. And we have to relate to the feminine principle because it's so important that we utilize that to exist and be able to respond. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely, definitely. Okay. Another another one for the books, another great conversation, as always. Let's go ahead and get into some prayer requests. Now, I didn't have anybody specifically reach out, but I definitely want to see if we can get our hymnetter to go ahead and say a prayer for the following names listed here. Anybody in the comments that have anything going on and would like to be mentioned or would like your name raised in the vibration of prayer, please don't hesitate to put that in the comments. On my list, I still have our beloved Sin from the Shrine of Ma'at Sinatan. I still want to keep on the prayer list our brother, our Sin Jason. And this is Sinatan, Sin Jason Holmes. Hymnetter, your name is still on that list. It will not be removed. And our beloved hymnetter, Ames, I keep his name on the list. I do want to actually explain say the names while we're praying for our two brothers also that are in the shrine that I mentioned, Sin Atan and Sin Jason. They have some family members that are going through. Our beloved Sin Jason, his brother had an episode a couple of weeks ago, and most of you that are on our private page do know that he had an episode in the store. He ended up having to have bypass heart surgery. Praise report, he is doing good. And they said he's doing extremely well for someone who's had a surgery of that capacity. But what I want to do is get their names, because instead of just saying our Sin's brother and our Sin Atan's mother, because we're praying for Sin Atan's mother, I want to say their names, because that is how we raise the healing. Once I get that for you, Hymnetter, if you don't mind saying a prayer for them. So, one moment, let me just grab the name. I'm here on the, I'm looking for okay, here we are. For our beloved Sin brother, Sin Jason Holmes, his brother's name is Aaron Adams L. And that's Aaron Adams L. And for Sinatan, his mom is Marcella Kent. Marcella Kent. And we all know Hymnetter Wasiri and Hymnetter Ames. I'd also like to keep my stepmother's name, who is going through chemo now with lung cancer, Jackie Brooks. So if we can all take a moment, and again, I'll just take a quick look to see if anybody has any requests so we can add their names. If not, if we can all take a moment, and I'll let Hymnetter give us adoration and raise the vibration for those names on that list. You can go ahead.
Okay. At this time, we want to lift up to the net room and the fact that we have of our sin and sin out, so that we can ask for the healing for our family members. So we want to lift up for as we know uh, the mother of Son, Sister Marcella Kent, and we're going to lift up her brother Sin Jason Holmes, brother Aaron, and Sinette Jackie Brooks. And so we want to continue to let the the world know, and the fact that we are using our responsibility, and this is one of the things that we are responsible for. For we are humans having a spiritual experience. So we are thankful for the fact that we can reach out to those people. And so we ask for healing come forth, and the fact that people that listen to this uh, podcast, that we are able to deliver and heal those people. So it's very important. So as far as we ask for the healing for for Senator Kent and uh, Senate Senate Jackie Brooks, and for uh, Jason's brother Aaron. So we ask for the healing that we are capable of doing, and we have the ability to put out the energy. We ask that the healing energy in our body be able to be go forth and heal those people. So we are thankful for the fact that we know who we are and what we are capable of doing, and the fact that everyone that's listening to this podcast, send out your healing energy so that they can go forth. And we pray.
Ashe, Ashe. Now, I know that Hemnetter is a very humble man. So I noticed that he did mention his name. So I'm going to say, while we are asking for prayers for others, I ask that we also keep our Hemnetter Wasiri and Hemnetter Ames. Now, for those of you who don't know, Hemnetter Ames is going through uh, chemo as well right now. He's usually, he shows up here on the sessions when he can. Um, okay, I do see. Okay, I see some more prayers, and we're going to put their names. I'm going to raise their names as well. Um, let's see. Umem, I hope I'm saying this so wrong. Umeme. So Umimi, okay, Umimi J, his brother-in-law, Artist Jones. We want to raise the vibration for his name as well. He had an amputation as a result of diabetic condition. Please pray for healing. We call upon Sekhmet. We call upon uh, the divine forces of healing. We also ask that Asar jump into him and give him the strength, the backbone, the jet pillar to stand again, one leg or not, or whatever the amputation may be. Give him the strength, just like we read today. Uh, Aset, she rebuilt the body part that she could not find. So may symbolically your brother, Artist Jones, have that part that may he never even miss the amputation that's been taken. And I do believe our sin Atan, his mom, had an amputation as well. So I do call upon that. I want to say the names of Hemnetter Wasiri, say the names of Hemnetter Ames. As I was saying, he's going through cancer healing. We're not going to say he's going through cancer. He's going through cancer healing. And sometimes we all know that the chemo can take a toll. Hemnetter Wasiri, I, I'm saying it because people need to know why they're praying. Hemnetter Wasiri has had several strokes with an unknown reason. This man shows up here every week. He just had one recently couple of weeks ago, yet he's here. So we need to keep the prayers going, raise the vibration, and let you all know that, again, just like the text said, it doesn't matter the cards that you're dealt, it's how you play them. And it's really the response to our abilities, like he said here. So, saying that, I do want to raise the vibration of healing for all of those who are ailing, even the names that we don't know. And I'm just making sure I don't want to miss any name if possible. I don't see any others in the chat. If the name comes up, I will go back and say it, because I think that speaking the names raise the vibration of the healing. So that any of you watching and you've heard those names, uh, heard the name of our Sin Jason's brother, Aaron, Sinaton's mother, Marcel Kent, my stepmother, Jackie Brooks. We've got Umi J's brother, let's see, Artist Jones. We've got Himnetter Wasiri, Himnetter Ames. All of those names, say the names, speak them, and give power to the words so that the healing can actually take place. Westerns believe that where two or three come together, the netter is there. I strongly believe that. And just keep in mind that the concepts that they have, they got from the ancient concepts of us anyway. So when we come together and we raise the vibration, healing is occurring. We claim it. We say that it is so. Ashe?
Ashe.
Ashe. Now, with a couple of announcements here. Not many announcements, but I do. Actually, these are announcements. A couple of things that I wanted to mention on the announcements. Number one, we do have a Earth Day coming up tomorrow. I'm not sure if she's watching, but we do have a Sanette Sakina Ra. Her birthday is tomorrow. Send her myrrh if you are connected with her on any of the social media platforms, but her birthday is tomorrow. So Sakina Ra, wherever you are, we wish you a happy solar return. Wishing you many, many, many more trips around the sun, and Ankh Uja Seneb. I wanted to shout out a couple of people in each week as I am observing, as you all know, that I keep record and I observe. As I'm observing as things go on, I'm going to continue to shout your names out and talk about the things that you're doing. And again, it's not isolated to the Shrine of Ma'at. This is the Kemetic community. So for those of you who haven't heard about the WhatsApp group, if you have not heard about that WhatsApp group, please join, because it's a whole Kemetic community of all shrine houses coming together. So I want to announce one of our members, Seba Obalafia, if he's out there somewhere listening. We've been discussing in the WhatsApp book clubs. We're going to start having a book club, starting, from easier to digest books, moving on up. And we're just basically reading together and discussing. We'll read however many chapters per week and then kind of have like a little discussion weekly about it. Anybody interested, please check out that WhatsApp. Let's see. I want to shout out another one of our members, which is a Jehudi Miss Ma'at Hotep. It's a young brother. I mean, he could be my son. He's so young. I think he had come on a couple of Kemetic Ascensions. He comes on often on the Ascension when Jabari asked for any members to come on and do the opening of the way. But this is a young brother, talented brother. He's a police officer and he's in Canada. But he has lectures going on, free lectures that he hosts through Google Classroom. If you haven't checked out his page, look him up on Facebook. And again, that's Jehudi Miss Ma'at Hotep. Smart brother. And also we've got a lot. And again, these happen to be Shrine of Ma'at members, but they're not, this isn't isolated. Even we got another Sin, one of my mentors, Sanjeti. He's beginning beginner Medunetra classes coming up in a couple of weeks. If you all know Sanjeti Ankra, check him out on Facebook. You'll see the flyers there. Anybody looking to join beginner levels Medunetra classes, check that out. We have a beloved Sin of the Shrine of Ma'at, Sin Ompu, who's also known as Sin Jason Edwards. He's out there making, if you haven't seen his videos, this is a potter, a real potter. He's on there. He's making wad bowls and all kinds of things with his hands. He's got a potter's wheel. He does some amazing work. This young brother also could be my son, but very, very, very talented and knowledgeable in the Medunetter. A lot of historical information. That young brother has got it going on as well. I love the fact that some of the youth, and I wouldn't even call them youth because they are definitely older in age, definitely well beyond their years. I cannot see what the future generations. If the Neteru bless me long enough to see what they're gonna bring, it's gonna be amazing, guys. Because they're not the young folks are not falling for the trickery. I can tell you that now. They are not falling for the trickery. So I just wanted to say that. I've got Saber, I call him Fundi, but he's known as Shiloh. Let me tell you his name. He came up under Mfudishi, Shiloh Jean Louis. He came up under Mfudishi. But this man, he teaches metal nature. He teaches Kubigan. I know I'm saying it incorrectly, but arts. Let's say that he's in martial arts, the African arts, which is, I believe, if not Kubigani, and I'm probably saying that incorrect. So please forgive me. But it's a lot of things going on in the Kemetic community, a lot. So I just want you all to know that we're going to stay connected. We're going to keep speaking on what the community is doing. All shrine houses. It's not isolated to one. This is how we build. We have to no longer be gatekeepers of information and of healing. Share it, what you know, because what you know might stop the next person from jumping off the ledge. So I wanted to say that. Yes, good. You're here for the wet. You're here for. See there. We got. I don't know if you can see the private the comments here, but did you see that there? Let me see if I can put that on stage. Said he's here from this one, he or she, my sister or brother there, Sin or Sinu or Sinette, here from the WhatsApp group. You see? So that's why we've got a network. We got to keep putting the word out there and making sure that we build this foundation of on my art and our Kemetic legacy. I think that doing this, we're making Baba proud. You know, that he was the one that opened the gates for these things. So I'm very excited to see what's going to happen, what's coming. With that, we can go ahead and get ready to close out. Him Netter, do you have anything else to add before we do our closeout?
No, not at this time. Oh.
All right. And also, there's another. If you all didn't hear already, Abut Sashat. She's actually Him Netter Sashat. She just prefers to be called Abut Sashat. She's back on Tuesday talks now. So she's got guests, and make sure you all check her out. She's hosting from her own shrine of Sekhmet. And again, she's known to many as Abut Sashat, but she's Him Netter Sashat. So check her out on Tuesday Talks. She had a great episode last Tuesday with one of our members, Sin Nelson Castile, which they're talking about the Bible. There's going to be some classes coming up, and he's going to be teaching the historical information and reference as it relates to the Bible. It is not a spiritual class. It is not a Christian conversion or Christian diversion class. It's actual teaching, scholarly teaching. So if you are interested in that, take a look at Himnetter Sashat. She's known as Yoga Girl Sai, Yoga Girl Sai on Facebook, and just take a look at the Shrine of Sekhmet page and you'll find that information. More announcements will come every week. Again, as I observe and see what's going on out there, I want to bring awareness to what you are doing so that members of all across all shrines and temples know where to find you. Just keep in mind, there was once a time where we were looking for our people too. There's still people looking for their people, and we are their people. Okay? So with that, I'm going to close with the Amasu prayer. I'm going to read it directly from the text so that I can get the verbiage correct. Okay? All right. We can all clear our minds. And we'll say, Amasu impa neter sauek. Su imit ra impa neter. Aua taua maketipa herura. It translates to, give yourself to the one most high. Keep yourself daily for the divine and do it tomorrow, just as you've done today. Dwa R Hrw. May we all continue to have a light heart. And I wish you all Ankh Uja Seneb, much more to all of you all until next week. Shemima'at.
Shimmer